Alright, hey guys, it's Jessica with Sweet Zoe's Vintage on Instagram and Sweet Zoe's on eBay and Sweet Zoe's Vintage on Etsy. How are you guys doing? I have a bunch of new subscribers. My computer is right in front of the window and so it shines on my face and makes me look like Casper, so sorry about the lighting. I always apologize about that, but yeah, how are you guys doing? Welcome all my new subscribers. So I think I'm up to like 150 or 60 subscribers, which is really cool considering you start with 0. So yeah, today has been a great day. We went out garage selling. I found only two things to resell, but I'm going to show you one of the things that I bought to resell, and then I'm going to do a sold video. So what sold this week? This was like really the first week that we start to see Joe, the estate sale owner, stuff start selling, and we did well. I think we did really well. I know I said I was going to make a video when we got the things to show you before I listed, but that didn't happen. So I just wanted to get them up, so I started working hard, me and my husband, to get them up to see what we can, bring for him. So let's see what I bought today. Okay, so it was 50% off day at an estate sale, and I went in, I didn't really see anything, and then I noticed this cookie jar. Let me see if I could. Sometimes when I get close, you can kind of see it. So it had a cow. There we go. It had a cow, and it had a moon, and I was like, hey, that looks really cool. So it's a cow jumped over the moon cookie jar. It is glass. You could tell it was pretty old. So there we go. So I picked it up. It had a $90 sticker on it. So I was like, ooh, they know something that I don't. Because you guys, estate sales, most of them do their research. So I bought it. It was 50% off, so I took a chance on it for $45, because if you go over to eBay, which I did, I will straight pull my phone out wherever I'm at. I don't care. I don't care if people see me researching right then on the spot. I always, I try to be pretty open most of the time that I'm about to resell this sucker. And so I searched for cow jumped over the moon cookie jar. I went to the sold to see all the ones in the past that have sold, looked up the comps, and so I started scrolling. I was like, oh, this one looks like it's a pretty popular, model. This one sold for 56. Hey, that's not bad. And I'm going down, I'm looking, looks like a pretty, looks like kind of the same era. And then I go, wait a minute, check it out. This one right here. That's the exact same one that I have. So this one sold December 10th, 15 bids, ended at $280 plus $15 shipping. Now this one is in better condition than mine, because as you see, let's go down. As you see, this little hologram right here, the little moon, it's a lot better color than mine is. So it looks like mine has like some fading. As you can see, it probably looks a little whiter on the video than in real life, but it still works. So whenever you turn it at different angles, the face does something. So let me see. The eyes just kind of move. So it's one of those, what are they called? I can't think of the name. It's almost like a hologram. And so this one is in not as good condition as this other one, but you guys, $280. I bought it for $45, and I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to put it up. Hopefully I can double my money. If I can triple my money, that would be great. So that's one of the things that I bought today at the estate sale. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when that ends. I'll let you guys know. Be watching out for it. But other than that, everything's been going good. Reselling for Joe has been really, really good. I mean, he's paying me hourly plus commission, and so this is the first week. I think at the end of the week, I'm going to go ahead and cut him a check, and hopefully he cuts me a check for working hourly. And you know, he's a man of business and I have all his stuff. Like I have his inventory here. So, and he trusts me with it. So I want to trust him. And I haven't received my first paycheck yet. And this is why I'm saying this. Because like you think of the what ifs. You're like, oh, well, what if he just never pays me? But I'm sure he will. It'll be fine. I'll let you guys know when I get my first paycheck. But so we're going to check out the things that I sold for him this week and the things that I sold for myself. I do not want to stop building my own business. I do not want to stop building my own, my name in the eBay community. And so I list my things too. So I sold things as well. I'm going to keep building my business because at any time, Joe can pull the plug on it and just say, you know what? I'm too busy, because he's a very busy man. I constantly need stuff, and so we'll see if it's going to be worth it for him in the end, because he is paying me pretty good hourly. So yes, I still want to build my business. I still want to go sourcing, and I'm learning a lot too. So now when I'm going out, I'm taking risks with like hard goods that I've never would have before. Okay, let's go to the sold. Americana Biscay cow. Okay, so the first thing that is sold is this 1953 New Mexico chauffeur badge. And these are just little badges. They have a pin back. So, and I'm not sure. I tried to research to see what kind of jobs, I guess it's literally like a driver, a chauffeur. So this little pin, it sold for $39.99 plus shipping. Let's check that out. I also have another one. I guess every state, most of the states have these little chauffeur badges from the 1950s, 1960s. So that's sold. $39.99. Where am I? Oh, I started backwards. I'm not going to show you guys that one yet. I'm going over to the front. Okay, so these sold on auction, and I didn't get as much as I wanted for them, but these are Vintage Scout handkerchief slides. Neckerchief slides. So on the back, I'll show you guys if it comes up. Oh, okay. There, you just slip it through the neckerchief. I'm having a hard time saying that word. Neckerchief. I don't know. Neckerchief. So you slide it up and down, the little handkerchief that goes around their neck. So these are only auctioned off for $10.49, and I knew that they weren't going to go for that much because of the comps, but I was expecting to get a little bit more for them than that. So these were in the 1960s. Of course, they paid shipping. I'm charging shipping on all my hard goods. All right, the next thing, we already looked at that. Okay, the next thing that sold was from the consignment store. So her stuff has, honestly, clothing in general has not been selling well. Hard goods have been flying off the shelf. Clothing, not so much. But these did sell, and I did take a best offer on $40 plus shipping. So those went out the door for $40 plus shipping. I made approximately $10 off that after she got her money and took out the fees. So I figured it was about $9.98. So, and I have to really think about, is that worth my time? Well, I didn't invest anything in this piece, but is it worth my time? I'm still thinking about it. Okay, the next thing that sold were these pair of women's jeans, Eileen Fisher. I bought these at her consignment store, but with my own money because they were on clearance for like $2. I ended up selling them for $19.99 plus shipping. Alright, the next thing that sold were these vintage strawberry shortcake Happy Berry Happy Home furniture. And I took a best offer of $80 plus shipping. And actually, I had bought the whole house for about $60 when we lived back in Arizona. So I didn't really feel like shipping the whole house, so I just stripped it of some of its pieces and I put it up in a lot, sold it for $80. and then hopefully I can resell the house for about that much too. So that's cool. All right, the next thing that sold was this cutie pie little Joseph Originals figurine. She took a while to sell. She's been up since like, I want to say for about 4 or 5 months, and I just kept relisting her, and she finally sold for $14.95. I got her at an estate sale for $1. So, yeah. Took a while, but hey, made a few bucks. The next thing that sold was this El Paso Natural Gas Company patch. So it had one bid, $9.99. This is one of Joe's pieces. The person actually messaged me and asked if I had any other pieces that had El Paso Natural Gas because their grandfather worked for them for like 40 or 50 years. Unfortunately, he did not have any more pieces. All right, the next thing that sold were these Ready Kilowatt vintage patches. So there was 5. I was hoping these were going to auction off or in the 50 range. I only got $27.01 plus shipping for them. So these are like electric advertising pieces. They were all patches. They were really neat. I was hoping to get a little bit more for them, but they turned out to only go for $27.01. All right, the next thing that sold was this vintage Disney Flower, the skunk on Bambi, whose name was Flower. I had gotten this a while back. This is like one of the last pieces that I've sold from the mid-century rubber face lot that I found, my epic rubber face haul that I had last year. So it's still bringing in money. I think this is one of the last pieces, if I'm not mistaken. I maybe have one more? I don't know. Wow, did they all sell already? Very cool. Okay, $22.50. So she's pretty much, this sale was pretty much all profit. Since the first, for those of you who don't know, I found a big vintage plush lot last year, and I spent $220 on this plush lot. The first one that I auctioned off went for $430. So after that, like the rest of the 30 or the 40 plushes that I bought was all profit. So it was like an epic haul for me. This guy took a while to sell. He finally sold at $9.99. I was going to stop listing him, but I'm pretty sure I found him for $1 or $2, or maybe I had him for a while. Yeah. No, probably like $1 or $2. I was trying to think if he came from my own collection, but no, he didn't. So this is a vintage Fisher-Price Puffalump. And Puffalumps have like a nylon feeling to them. They're very cottony, squishy, and they're really popular in the 80s. And they sell well. Except for this guy, he took forever. He was missing his glasses though. The next thing that sold was his vintage troll mummy. He was from the 1980s and 1990s, sold him for $13.95 plus free shipping. I had gotten him in a big lot. So I think I paid maybe about that much, about $15 for about 7 of them. So he's one of the last ones to go. So I made some profit off that bunch. This was one of Joe's items. A bunch of these little vintage Anita sophisticates, little sophisticate dolls. Absolutely the cutest dolls I've ever seen. I actually knew what these were because I had sold one in the past. She sold quick, and actually sold this little girl. She sold quick. So when I saw these dolls in his garage, I was all, let me take those. Because I went to their other storage unit to pick up some stuff. And when I saw them, I was all, let me do those. Because I just enjoy photographing them. I mean, look how cute they are. Right? And they photographed super well. They were up for a day. Took a best offer of $110 plus free shipping. So, super cute. Look at their eyelashes. Look how cute they are. Again, these are made by Anita. Little sophisticate dolls. 1967 is the year. I sold this vintage Arnett Squirrel figurine. I had bought this little guy from one of Joe's Joe Sales, so he was mine. I bought him for $10. I sold him for $32 plus shipping. Thank you. I love this kind of stuff. This kind of kitsch, when you see like the Arnett, the chain families and stuff like that, they really do really well. All right. This little, it was like a little medallion. So I guess it was a commemorative piece from 1971, sold for $28. It had a original price tag on it for $22. And so I was happy that I got to, get a little bit more money for it than the original price. So that was nice. It's a gold strike commemorative piece. So that sold $28 plus shipping. All right, this next one, this Zach Morris Saved by the Bell piece. A cellular portable telephone. So check that out. Totally 80s, from Radio Shack. It was missing pieces. So it did not have the charging deck and it did not have the cords. So it was just the phone itself with some of the paper goods. Isn't my husband doing such a good job on photographing stuff? Like, I used to do everything by myself. My husband's taken over the photographs. I hardly have to photograph anything. And he's done such a good job. So, the winning bid on this, I started off at $9.99. It went up to $21 plus 50. Plus 50. Not plus 50. $21.50 plus shipping. The shipping on this thing was $17 because it is super heavy. So, that's going out on Monday. An anthropology sweater sold for me. This had been listed for quite some time. Finally sold for $24.99 plus shipping. Alright, and then this guy. I was so excited about listing him. He was a Boglin from 1988 toy line. You know, the Boglins. I had never seen his face. If you see some of the Boglins, you just like, oh yeah, that's classic 80s. But I was like, is this... I've never seen this guy before. He was in a line of Boglins called, was it the Soggy Boglins? Yeah, Soggy Boglins. There's 4 or 5. They were like fishes. He's missing a piece. He's missing his tongue. His tongue comes through that little hole. But these are really squishy, like rubbery, cool puppets. I actually posted him on my Instagram. And the co-creator of the Boglins, who also worked for Jim Henson and also the sculptor of the Dark Crystal Mystics. Have you guys seen the Dark Crystal? If you guys have not seen the Dark Crystal, it was a movie created in the 80s by Jim Henson's group, and they had, it's just all puppetry. But anyways, one of the coolest movies ever. Total fangirl. I love that movie since I was a kid. And the guy who co-created the Boglins also sculpted one of the characters in the Dark Crystal, which are the Mystics. And he actually commented on my Instagram, and it was kind of impersonal because he does it to everybody who posts a Boglin. But I was really excited because he posted under, I forget his name. What is his name? Let me look it up. Tim Clark. His name's Tim Clark. So he actually posted underneath the my Instagram post, and I was all excited. So, anyways, I had like 13 or 14 watchers on this guy. I started him off at $9.99. It only went, $19.99. He only went up to $20.49, which I was like, are you serious? I thought I was gonna get way more for this guy than I did. But, because he was a rare one. He was a rare Boglin. So I was a little disappointed in that. I was all excited, like watching it count down. I was like, yeah, 30 seconds to go. Let's see how high this auction goes. And it only went up like $1.50. So, I don't know. Maybe a wrong time of the day to end auction. I don't know what happened with this guy. But anyways, I bought it for $2 at a used children clothing store. He went out the door for $20.49 plus shipping, so I did make profit on him. Unfortunately, not as much as I wanted to make. So. Okay, so that was it for sales this week. I did sell a few more items that were clothing items that I didn't show you, probably in the $10 to $15 range. So I really wanted to show you all the hard goods. There's about, let me see, 17 to 20 more auctions that we have up for Joe, so that should be really cool to see what sells. I did have an Instagram sale where I sold some stuff on there. I sold a lot of My Little Ponies from the 80s, and I also sold, I think that was it. I sold like 2 little lots of My Little Ponies, so those also sold on Instagram. I haven't had any Etsy sales, but I only have 3 items up on Etsy. What else? We are moving. You see this, guys? I love my eBay room, but we're moving. They raised our lease, so we're renters. We're not buyers right now. We did own a home way back in the day, but that's just not for us in this season of life. So we are saving, we're waiting, and we're renting. So they raised our lease on this place, and we were like, we're out of here, because this place was kind of like the money pit. Like, it took us 2 months to get it all fixed up. It was not acceptable as far as like living conditions. So we fixed it all up. We'll had the landlords kind of, fix it all up. Took a lot of time and patience and persistence to get everything working. And then they want to raise our rent. So I'm like, we're out of here. We found a cute little place. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It is perfect. And I know no place is perfect, but from the places that I was looking at, I looked about 6 or 7 other places, and I fell in love with this one. So cute. I can't wait to show you guys. My workroom is going to be a lot smaller, but we are getting a 2-car garage, which is neat. I'll have to show you guys whenever we get there. We move in a couple weeks. So if you guys don't see me for a couple weeks, that's where I've been. I'm going to try to make another video, maybe before then, to show you what sold at the end of the week. But other than that, you guys, I will be moving and listing some more and sourcing and growing my business. So yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have been selling lots of cool stuff. Keep sourcing, keep listing. You guys, I sold a lot of things this week that I've had for months and months. So just because it doesn't sell right away doesn't mean it's a dud. Just means you need to be patient and wait for the right buyer. Now, it could be a dud, but for the most part, if you've done your research, wait for it. Wait for that sale. And that is it. We will talk to you guys later. Bye.